for the Chevy over in the right. All right, Neil Weber is in the Willies, and Tomosic in the Willies over in the right lane. And I love to watch these guys leave off the starting line, especially Tomosic. Neil Weber over in the left. In Ferdinand. Classic leads for both Willies. It looks like Ferdinand is going to inch over and get there first in the left with a 940 and a 9 at 140. 10.07, 136 for Tim Tomosic. All right, 56 and 57 Chevrolets. Waldron in the right lane. So the 57 runs 11:40 with a 4 and a 12:01 for Waldron in the left. Brent Myers pulling up the Nova in the left lane, and Frederick Story in the 54 over in the right. '54 Bel Air out of Gaines, Michigan. So it looks. All right, Mars and Story. Frederick Story, 13:06 at 101 to a 13:39 Mars at 97 in our Great Lakes Gassers. All right, folks, we had these racers out here not too long ago, and I tell you what, they put on quite a show, and you can tell there is a lot of passion in these racers, race cars, and crew members with our stock and super stock. All right, the Big Plymouth out of the Jake Stall. I believe they're in Utica, Michigan. Brad Zaskonski over in the right. Mountain Hemi in the left. Whoa, Mountain Hemi. Man, that thing took off like nobody's business, but we didn't know where it was going to go until it came down. So he's going to idle through the finish. 966 for Zaskonski at 142 over in the right. Billy Z lines up in the Team Z Motorsports lane, the big wagon. Bettenhouse. Billy Z, right lane, 992 at 131 in a 1221 Bettenhouse at 108 in the wagon. Tiganelli in the big Mopar. That is lined up in the right lane. Matt Ura, Camaro. Tiganelli, man, moving out. 940 with a 3, 137. And the Camaro in the left, 986 at 133. Randy Running is in the left lane.
Last night's winner.
The last night's winner in the Gamblers. Ooh. Randy Running, left lane. And running 929, the Chevy 2, 1061 over in the right. All right, Plymouth, two of them. Dan Fabian, he's lined up varsity Ford side. 63 Plymouth over in the right. Fabian, nice lead for the big Plymouth here in the left lane. Both Plymouths finishing up 986 in the left and a 1071 over in the right. Right? George Wright. Yeah, right here in the left lane. Pat Downing, Cobra Jet, Varsity Ford sponsored Mustang in the right lane. Our Team Z Motorsport sponsored scoreboard in the right. Mustang of Wright, 983. Mustang of Downing, 1076. James Cagle Jr., that's the Oldsmobile, the 442 Varsity Ford side. Camaro over in the right, Shane Zarowski. In the right lane, Camaro 925, 144, and a 1093 for Kakel Jr. at 121. Oldsmobile on the left, Scott Bartlett, Pontiac, the Firebird over in the right. Oh, nice light there for that Pontiac in the right lane. 006 reaction time. Pontiac 1071, Oldsmobile 1186. Dan Olding, Monte Carlo, and Muzz in the good wedge. The Dodge in the right. Olding 1089 and 1110 for Muzz. Mike Sheehan in the left and Joe Jacob Plymouth, Jake's Automotive in the right. Joe Jacob, 1039 and 1240 over in the left. Glass City Hemi, that Coronet is in the Varsity Ford lane. Pontiac over in the right. Luke Awish. Glass City Hemi, woo boy, getting that second gear kind of gave him a little fishtail nudge. As the Glass City 929 and the Pontiac 1025. All right, the Dodge Dart left lane is Roy Dean. Dodge also in the left. It'll be your left lane getting there first with a 1039, 1158 over in the right. John Dinkle and Mike Fowler. Fowler in the Mustang over in the right lane gets out of here first. Mike Fuller, 10.06, 133, and 11.58 for Dinkle at 115. Joe Martens in the Chevrolet, and Mike Delahunty, Mopar in the right. Go, wheels up for both. And side by side, Chevrolet and Plymouth. Martens 10 flat, 133, 10, 12, 130 for Mike Delahunty. Awesome Camaro of Scott Kingler. That is in the left lane. Al Wisniewski over in the right. Kingler 995 at 134 and a 992. 133 Wisniewski. Varsity Ford side Corvette of Bob Downing. George Wright over in the right lane with the Ford. Whoa, nice leave. Love the way that Corvette took off. And it will be Downing getting there first. He's in the left lane. That Corvette, 1039 and a 1059 right at 127. Camaro of K-Rod, monkey business over in the Varsity Ford. Oldsmobile Achieva over in the right lane. Achieva gets out of here with an 0:22 reaction time. Oldsmobile 974 and a 1090 with a 2 for the Camaro over in the left lane. Double 009, that's over in the right lane, reaction time. That car goes 950 with a 6, and the Mopar 970. Plymouth, Doug Wright, left lane. He's lined up against the Chevrolet, the Super Sport. Whoa, God, what a missile. An 022 light for Doug Wright. And that Mopar goes 899 at 149. Chevrolet 1106 at 123. All right, the pickup truck in the left, and we have Denny Wendendor in that Ford right lane, 1121, 120, and the big pickup 1189 at 110 after a nice 008 reaction time. And folks, just going to mention to you right now, and I'll keep letting you know about the water box. That's like our mini concession on the first floor of the VIP tower up here. It's on the pit side. It's on the first floor. You can just walk right in. It's like a your own personal bar and man cave or lady cave. Go on in there. It's open. The water box, if you haven't been in it, do yourself a favor, stop by and check it out. Grab a beverage, a bite to eat, and have a seat and watch the race right out through the window on the starting line. Neck pork check in the Camaro. That's the varsity Ford side. John Necka pork check, 953 at 139 to a 1060 flat over in the right. The Camaro checkmate is up against Eric Stewart. Stewart in the Oldsmobile. Ooh. Gotta love these super stock and stocks. Checkmate. 1006, 132. Eric Stewart, 1114 at 111. All right, the big Plymouth of David Chur and Matt Hewitt in the Achieva, left lane. Good reaction time from both, with Matt Hewitt getting there with a 972. 982 for David Chur. All right, the ever-popular Plymouth of the Jacobs. It's Gary Jacobs in the left and Rick Jacob in the right. Whoa, Rick Jacob on the wheelie bars for a long time as he gets there. 911, 147. Gary Jacob, 918. at 147 also. Daryl Sorvino and Ty Gwalski is in the wagon over in the right. Saravino left lane 10.06, 129. The grocery getter 1080 with a 2 at 121. All right, Charlie Downing, 018 light, takes the Mustang on a single in the right lane, and we got a 10.01 pass at 132. All right, that did wrap up our stock super stock. Very awesome cars. And again, these racers, all of them out here today, very passionate about drag racing and their vehicles. And another great thing about drag racing is you can go on over on the pit side, check these vehicles up close, talk to the drivers, the crew members. And now, folks, get ready, because there's no fooling around when these guys leave the starting line. And one of the kings of leaving here in Superstock, it's Steve Carpenter. Steve is lined up in that Chevy 2. Gary McKenzie in the big Ford Galaxy. Oh, Steve could not hold that beast back, so Steve Carpenter may not get a time there. He just left before the tree came down. Gary McKenzie, 10:14 at 131. Grumpy's Toy, there it is, the Vega honoring Grumpy Jenkins. Pilot in that Vega is John Owen Brock, the vet, Kyle Renfro. All right, going through the gears. Grumpy's Toy, 874, 151, and a 939, 143 for Renfro. Woo! Gotta love it. Mustang 10 flat, 134. The AMC car 1074, 125. All right, the Fairlane, Gary Roy is up against the Falcon. Heilman. Looks like we're waiting for those last two vehicles to clear. So the Fords, Falcon and Fairlane set to go. Gary Roy not hanging around as his Fairlane in the left lane. A 10:31 pass at 1:30 for Roy. Falcon 11:56 at 99 miles per hour. All right, the Camaro Copo over in the right, and Bailey Camaro in the left. Camaro separated by a couple generations. Checkmate 995, 134, and Bailey 1016 at 132. All right, Chevrolet and Ford. Garrett in the Ford over in the right. Chevy 2 off and running. Maybe issues here for that right lane as he has just broke the beams and that was it. Did not go any farther than that. And it looks like he's going to need some help. Over in the left lane, a 1065 pass at 123 as the Milan. Okay, so there are unfortunately parts leaving from underneath that vehicle, and they are going to check it out as they assist getting him off.
Well, we're getting ready to wrap up first round of time trial and qualifying. A few more stick shift cars left to go, and then we'll get some heavy-duty track prep going and get back to round number 2, starting off with our bracket categories. So we'll be down for a little bit. You want to go get yourself some lunch, it's a great time to do so. We got the Dragway Grill open. We got some food and wearable stuff over there in the pro shop right behind the grandstands. And, of course, we got the new water box open just here on the
motorsports event, Michigan GM Motorsports event, where we will have drag, drive, show, and slide. Must be a GM vehicle or GM powered vehicle. So all the GM's fanatics are going to be out here. We are looking for 200-mile-an-hour pro mods, also sliding, car show and shine, drag and drive shootout after they do a 20-mile cruise, bracket racing, the payout, courtesy of Mullins helping us out here, Mullins Auto Supply in Milan, no box, $2,000 to win. These are eighth mile box, no box, $1,000 to win, also in box. And we thank Accurate Transmission for the sponsor of our street class, which is $1,000 to win. That's a quarter mile. So Accurate Performance Transmission helping out, Mullins Auto Supply also helping out. The Michigan GM Motorsports event begins on Friday the 22nd, and the big race is happening on the 23rd, Saturday. No box. We need you back up for your second final time trial in no box. The first call. No box. No box. First call for no box. Your second and final time trial. No box. No box, a second call for no box. We are getting set to go no box, final time trial in no box. Third call for our no box class for your final time trial. No box, staging lanes, no box. Hey, Mr. T-Rex. We got the first pair up as we get set to go with our no box final time trial. All right, the Chevy 2 is Gary Belcom, and the AMC car is Dean Cavisto. Whoa, Cavisto! Oh man, something went bad right off the hit here for Cavisto. Belcom goes 615 at 110, and this AMC car comes to a halt, pulled over to the wall side of his lane, and just barely made it out of the starting line area before he came to a stop. So that's what happened right here with the first pair. Drivers getting out, and there may be some unfortunate parts coming out from underneath that vehicle. All right, taking care of business here as looks like the crew is going to come out and and remove that vehicle off the track. So, Mr. Puppy Dog out there, are you the only one that showed up for the pet contest? Then you won. It's a beauty. Don't let him see that T-Rex guy, though. Crew is out there, and looks like they will get that vehicle hooked up and get ready for a tow. Unfortunate for the racer there. Unfortunate as it is, but we do appreciate that the driver did immediately pull the vehicle over to the wall side of his lane and come to a stop. All right, so, well, like on the news stations, we have an alert, and this alert is for our spectators. If you bring your ticket that you have today back next week, you get $5 off, and that is quite a deal for the Michigan GM Motorsports event. So, again, hang on to your tickets because you'll want them, show them when you get to the gate next week to get that $5 discount for spectators. And enjoy the Michigan GM Motorsports event. This event features drag racing, drive, show, and slide. And you must be a GM vehicle or a GM powered vehicle. So enjoy the show and get $5 off if you bring your ticket back next week to the Michigan GM Motorsports event. Hello, I am Pat McInerney, and I'm proud to be out here at the New Milan Dragway and enjoying this nostalgia show. Actually, been enjoying the entire season, and we're not over with yet because sometimes we can dip right into November, depending on the weather. We are in Michigan. In case you don't know, Michigan has winter in the morning, spring in the afternoon, sometimes summer, but back at night. You can expect anything out here.
Yeah, talking about expecting things, look how many cars we got here today, Pat.
Incredible amount of cars, and they were here. I think they started showing up yesterday for the test and tune and the gamblers race, and continue to pile in and line up this morning.
Now we have two nitro cars today, right?
I believe that is correct. Yep, two nitro cars, some more funny cars. These are good exhibition cars, but I'm more into the super stocks and stocks and the stick shift cars. And to me, that is the heart and soul of nostalgia, because before there was an automatic transmission, there were stick shift cars, and automatics were not looked at as a very viable means of getting down the track. I think they called them slush buckets back then.
Yeah, you know, and we have so many cars today, and they're all coming up right now. But now, in case you probably have heard voice, Pat's voice was here before for the DDR, and he was here last year.
Yes.
So now that's a familiar voice for you. So now you got face and name. So stop putting down your pencil. It's not Brad Pitt. It is Pat. And it will be here for until the sun goes down.
That's the name of the game here.
And here they go again. So we got to get Pat this time. So thank you for being with the only station that gives a damn about the greatest sport on earth. That's loud. Welcome to CKIW Radio 76.
Thank you, folks. Hey,
Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate it, man.
I have a friend that if he's probably not going to make it the next couple of days, and I'm looking to see if you know of any car clubs that would. He was a car guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's a car guy. He's still working. Would you happen to know of any car clubs that maybe honor veterans with some kind of maybe a procession or just an acknowledgement? I've heard of one group, and I can't think of their names.
United Street Machines Association, USMA. Tomorrow's their last show. The owner is, the guy in charge is retiring.
Oh, the last?
Yeah, they all retired. Rockin' Ronnie, honoring the veteran. The bottom of his heart for the show.
All right. Well, I just want. I mean, we're talking in Mount Clemens, so I don't know who would be able to.
You're talking Mount Clemens?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to keep looking up because I know that there was one. It's Jim Martin in the Pontiac and the T-Bucket. Cavisto in the Hemi Hunter. Let's see how he gets down this shot. Just not getting off the line very well here in the Hemi Hunter. Jim Martin, though, 653, 102, and Cavisco 698 at 112. It's Robbie Ballard as the Ballard Mustang Varsity Ford side. Varsity Ford handling the left scoreboard, so the Varsity Ford lane is on the spectator side. Talk about spectators. Hang on to your tickets, spectators, and bring them back next week. Get $5 off the entry fee here at Milan for the GM Performance Show. The 55 Chevrolet over in the right lane. Robbie Ballard, 623 at 109 and a 683, 98 miles per hour for the shoebox. Tony Cardell is the Mustang with the vinyl top, the left lane. Fastback Mustang over in the right. The Team Z Motorsports lane Mustang 681 and a 741 for Cardell, that is. Chad Davis and Dennis Haynes up next. All right, Davis again in the Camaro. Dennis Haynes in the Super Sport over in the right lane. Almost identical reaction times. And at the stripe, 6:36 for Davis. Haynes, 6:41. He went 105 miles per hour. All right, so looks like we're maybe doing Burnout 101 with the Corvette in the right lane. And Gary Todd. Todd here, Varsity Ford side. Corvette, I don't think made a pass earlier, so this will be his only time trial in that Corvette. Gary Todd ready to go. Todd out of here. Oh, nice light for the vet though. 010. Gary Todd wraps it up with a 676 at 100 miles per hour and 937 for the vet. All right, pair of Plymouth. Tell you what, that left lane gets out of here. I've seen that thing go a couple times already today. How about a 618, 109 in the left, and a 680 with a 3, 100 miles per hour in the Team Z Motorsports lane. Camaros of Pini and Martel. Callie Martell. She is in the varsity forward lane. That's on the spectator side, pit side. Let it all hang out with Bob Peeney. Right, Callie Martell, 591, 115 miles per hour. 592 for Bob Peeney. He went 117. All right, the Barracuda of Houston lines up with the Ram Chargers. Candy Maddock, right lane. Malibu on the left. Great lead there for the left lane. Little garbled sound there from the Ram Chargers machine. 668 over in the Attention in the pits. We're calling our box class to lanes 1 and 2. Box. Lanes 1 and 2. First call for your second and final time trial in box to lanes 1 and 2. Box. Box. Lanes 1 and 2 for our box class. Box. Lanes 1 and 2. All right, so the Dodge of Mom's Bomb, as she is varsity Ford side, Fairmont of Young over in the right. Mom's Bomb, 697, and an 897 over in the right lane. All right, Andy Urban, he's got his Camaro sitting in the varsity Ford lane up against the Mopar. Urban, 632 at 107, 790 flat for the Mopar in the right. Mustang and Chevelle, Kobeck and the Chevelle left lane. Kobeck 715 and 745. Mustang in the right lane. Dale Davis in the right lane also right now. He's up against the Bart Boucher Mustang. The Fantasy Firebird, Davis over in the right, Boucher in the left. Boucher 594, 671. All right, we're looking for our box class to the staging lanes for your final time trial in box.
Yeah, let's find it that way. We're just trying to get some done.
All right, the Rattle Trap, the Henry J. Right lane. And the Plymouth of Larry Shawberry. Shawberry Express. Perfect reaction, and that goes to Jim Hudnut. That's 000 on the reaction time. 6:69 for Jim. And Larry Shawberry, 6:32. We've had a couple of perfect reaction times. That's all zeros up here when they leave. All right, a real beauty here. All the cars here are beauties, but this one here takes you back as a very popular Ford Anglia, Dale Durbin, left lane, Rodney Bailey Camaro over in the right. I mean, this car in the left almost looks stock, other than the wheels. Bailey, 646, 709 for Durbin. All right, the other car that went perfect here on reaction time, Chip Green, 009 for Chip Green. Red light there for the Impala. Chip Green in the Valiant 671 and a 671 likewise for the Chevrolet in the left lane. Left lane, Dan Fabian, 625. The wagon, Animal Crate, 648 at 105. .610 with the 5 for Verheely in the Corvette. Mustang Bellow 666 at 102. Chad Patterson and Ernest Sawyer the third. The Camaro's set to go. All right, our box class. First pair up's Jim Martin and Gary Cash. Cash and the goat and the bird, the Firebird of Jim Martin. Jim Martin, 653, 102 miles per hour. Likewise, 102 for Cash. He went 668. The rear engine dragster of Jamie Kearns backing up in the left lane. In the Team Z Motorsports, it's Mark Roberts. Roberts in that Mercury Capri. Jamie Kearns, 515, 131, 639 for Mark Roberts. He went 107 miles per hour. Ray Cool taking the runner-up spot last night in the Gamblers race. He's sitting next to Don Hashbarger. Ray Cole, 546, 563 for Hashbarger. All right, Trophy, you guys should be in the lanes, guys and gals. Erwin Camaro, the pickup of Glen Marion. Erwin, 571, 572 for Marion in the pickup right lane. Dave Smith has the Cars of Novi Camaro varsity Ford side. Ron Valerius in the Mopar on the pit side. Absolute perfect reaction time. Guess for who? Both racers. Both racers striking the tree perfect. Smith and Valerius.
You see that once in a lifetime.
Yeah, we're both of them are.
Benedetti in the Chevelle, the pickup of James Valerius, the second over in the right lane. James Valerius, 616, 701 for Benedetti. Left lane, Steve Yonikis. He's up against the Hemi Hunter. That altered. Let's see how the altered. See if they kind of got a handle on this. No, he rolled the beams. Yonkis 624 and a 708 for the altered. Troy Waterstrat Mustang, varsity Ford side, Team Z Motorsports, it's Tony Martinez. Martinez, 584, 115 miles per hour to a 626 Waterstrat. He went 111. Monte Carlo, right lane, Jacob Eccles. The Camaro of Mitchell Hinton in the varsity Ford. That's on the spectator side. Left lane, Mitchell Hinton, 643 and a 699 for Eccles. Right, Chevrolet's the Camaro, it's Nick Serra. Varsity Ford, Jim Dull with the Nova. That is Team Z Motorsports lane. Nick Serra, 501, 717 for Jim Dull. Firebird of Lisa Hinton up against the AMC AMX. Left lane, the AMC car, 599 and a 669 for Lisa Hinton. All right, folks, you can hear the heavy breather coming up here with the big injected Plymouth Barracuda 1968 version. And this thing struck the tires earlier. Let's see if he's got it set to hook. Thing almost looks cartoonish or something you'd buy in a model car kit. tell you what, there is a ton and ton of power coming out of that car, and you could see that car just struck the tires and was making a move, and the driver straightened it out and lifted. Attention in the pits, we are looking for Nostalgia Comp. First call for Nostalgia Comp. First call for Nostalgia Bike. So both Comp and Bike to the staging lanes. Nostalgia Comp and Nostalgia Bike. First call for Nostalgia Comp and Nostalgia Bike. And it's Richard Moon up. And looks like Richard's going to take a nice shot single.
How did you see when it's left in the right lane?
Oh, a little bit garbled there for Richard Moon. Still goes 478. Woo! All right, as we're going to make another call, it'll be the second call for Nostalgia Comp and Nostalgia Bike. Nostalgia Comp
Are we in trophy right now?
and Nostalgia Bike.
Is Trophy still up there?
Trophy should be.
Ready, go ahead and send them up.
It's trophy time as our trophy class coming up next. Yep, and Nostalgia Comp and Bikes should be making their way up. Nostalgia Comp and Nostalgia Bike. All right, Mark Cam over in the hot rod over there. And it is the Mercury Comet and the Varsity Ford. All right, so it looks like that Mercury is just enjoying spinning the tires here. Just doesn't know when to stop. Mark Cam, on the other hand, in the right lane, runs on 1163. And the Comet, 1547. Kevin Young and David Wilcox. Wilcox in the shoebox and Young in that Fairmont. And the Fairmont striking the tires also. A perfect light for the Wilcox machine, triple O reaction. Wilcox 11 flat and 14-18 for Young. Reaction times, we've had at least a half dozen perfect reaction times. All right, Pontiac GTO and the very awesome Gilbert Camaro shooting out of here. Runs into trophy class and goes 8:30 with a 7 at 164. 11:01, 124 for the GTO. Sean Gurdam and David Como. Dave Como is 1267. Gurdam 1490 or 59 over in the right. Ooh boy, gotta check out that in the weeds Chevelle over in the right lane. Glenn Stewart lined up the El Camino in the varsity Ford. Maybe issues there over in the right lane as he goes 1265. The El Camino 1311 in the left as we need to back up our big old, what is that, Lincoln?
Dave, that's the guy that needs help.
Ready for you. I'm Scott. I'm Scott, right?
Wanna step right over in the window?
Ready for you. Okay.
All right, so we're going to make a call right now for the Great Lakes Gassers. Back up to the staging lanes, our Great Lakes Gassers.
I'm pretty sure you are going to get it for you. I'm pretty sure we checked already, but
Yeah, he's gonna double check it. Yeah, it's kind of a surprise when you get up there and all of a sudden he stops.
I know, I hear you.
All right, folks, again, I do encourage you to go over and see vehicles and talk to drivers in the pits. But that one in particular, the Dragmaster, a copy of one of the vehicles that was very predominant at Detroit Dragway. And here it is, a replica right here. And boy, you gotta just wonder how these guys can sit in these vehicles with totally exposed. Again, he wants a drag burnout contest. They're gonna do, and then there's gonna be a person. All right, so Great Lakes Gassers, you guys should be making your way up. Redpath and Slayton, a couple of front engines. One's the T-Bucket altered, the other's front engine dragster. And Slayton just shot right out of here. 829 for Slayton at 159. How about 164 for Redpath at 807? All right, so a T-Bucket and a Bantam. So the Bantam altered in the Team Z Motorsports lane. The T-Bucket lines up in the Varsity Ford. That's on the spectator side. Steve Speed. Steve Speed is in the left, and Kurt Goering.
I mean, it is SLR. You wanted him to do burnout over.
Goering left a little too soon, turns on the red light, but wraps it up with a 901, 147, 889 for Speed at 145 in the left. All right, pulling up in the left, it's Eric Carnes, and tell you what, he is so close to getting in the sevens. I think he had an 8:09 earlier. It's the parts chaser, the front engine dragster, David Reckow. Woo! Carnes backing up in the left, and Reckow soon to be backing up in the right. All right, beautiful front engine dragster. Great side by side. Looks like Reckow out in front with the front engine dragster. 751, 181 miles per hour, and 801 for Carnes. I thought he was going to make the sevens at 150 over in the left. Couple more front engines. One's the altered, one's the front engine dragster. Bad manners. That's Ted Manor in the pilot seat of the front engine dragster. Rob Schroeder, altered.
Since if you guys don't like nuts on their stuff, even though they can scrape it off. Go for me. Hit him up in the window.
Huge slicks on the back of Schroeder. 007 light. Nice light there for Bad Manners. Bad Manners, 847 and an 885 for Schroeder. it's time for the Great Lakes Gassers. All right, continuing on with the Great Lakes Gassers. It's Corey Hoke and Trent Karen. Maybe issues for that left lane as he looks like he might be just slowing down a bit. 1434. We will be calling up our pro show by class, so hang in there. We'll get you up here by class, and also and that includes the fun run. So fun run, hang in there. We will call you up when it's your turn. Just want to let you know it's going to be a little after 3 before we get that fun run going. So fun run, hang in there. Pro show, we're calling you up by class in just a few. It's Jeff Davis and Larry Cousineau. Cousineau in the Willies, he's in the right lane, 1049. Cool Junk, Jeff Davis, 1120 flat at 115. All right, Gary Balcom over in the right lane and Bill Ketchy in the left. Team Z Motorsports, Gary Balcom, 1077 and 1141 for Ketchy. It's frozen in time. That's the Camaro Falcon of Joe Lunsford. Budget bender over in the right. I think that is A.J. Smith in that vehicle, or Smithling. Lunsford 11:38 and AJ. Oop, time went by too quick for me. Brent Mars and Kim Brush the Brusher out of Ontario, Canada. Got the 55 Varsity Ford. Brent Mars, the Chevrolet, the Nova, right lane. Klaczynski in the Kentucky Headhunter. That's the Henry J. Henry J's car of the future, right? Well, back then they very unique, still unique, and made not too far away here in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Klaczynski 1090 with an 8 and 1193 for Ducklow, and backing up it's the Haymaker. Wayne Stein in the Haymaker. Farm Fresh, yeah, Farm Fresh. That is Matt Potting. Let's see if the Haymaker delivers a Haymaker here on the hit. Wayne Stein, 1053 at 127, 1275 for Potting at 106. Rod Brown in the 56 Chevrolet. Alan McMurray over in the left lane. Well, I'll tell you what, McMurray has his hands full on that 1015 pass over in the left. Rod Brown, 1268. Always broken is the Gary Cromwell car over in the right. The Opal is a Randy Longbreak in the left. And leave it too soon was the Cromwell machine. Turned on the red light, but still goes 11:08 and a 10:16 for long break. The Voodoo Dart is being checked out. Hopefully nothing's exiting the bottom of that vehicle that shouldn't. Looks like he might. Oh, it looks like he's okay, so just double checking over there in the right lane. Krebs, Chris Crest in the Comet. As our gassers continue on, as you can see, those things are raked up high in the front with those straight axles. Andy Smith, 1119, and Krebs, 1147 in the Merc. great leave over there in the right lane for Travis Morris in the big pickup. Travis Morris, 1150 with the 7, and the 53 Chevy, 1298 at 101 over in the left. And across the line burnouts for both these Chevrolets. Doug Linden in the 55 Chevrolet, that is in the Varsity Ford lane. Randy Reimer over in the right. These big cars leave hard. Reimer, 965. 1104 for Linden. The Gold Digger is Don Conti, Larry Krebs, Falcon over in the right. Don't want to take anything away from the cars on the line, but look who's behind them. It's Wally Peterson. Wally usually likes to make a statement. He overstates his statement. Oh man, you can just see Wally Peterson smashing down that go pedal, doing that burnout. Johnny Rotten, and what a matchup. Even though we're doing qualifying right now, it's still a great matchup with Peterson and Rotten. Not sure I've heard that kind of backup sound before, but hopefully everything's okay. As neither one of these drivers like to just do anything. There you go. What's so... Now that's normal for Peterson. And let's see if Johnny Rotten likes... Ooh, we're looking at Johnny Rotten at the starting line here. I think we're just getting a, again, some starting line 101 with the crew here over in the right lane as Peterson, there he goes. That altered wheelbase, it may not look altered till you look at it for a while, or you put it up against a normal Dodge. All right, here they go. Whoa, Wally Peterson. You know, sometimes I wonder if Wally could care less if he wins or not. He wins if he puts on a good show. All right, attention in the pits, getting our pro show lined up, and we're going to start with AA gas, the staging lanes 5 and 6 for AA gas. Our pro show AA gas, lanes 5 and 6. First call for AA gas. AA gas.
What about all the other classes?
All right, we are starting to fill the pits with our pro show, and we're going to begin by calling again second call for double A gas to lanes 5 and 6. Dave Tomosic over in the right. Attention in the pits, Nostalgia Funny Cars lanes 1 and 2. Nostalgia Funny Cars to lanes 1 and 2. Tomosic has that patented leave as that big mammoth just leaps in the air. Dave Tomosic 1024. Waldron 1170 with a 3. Nostalgia Funny Cars lanes 1 and 2. Nostalgia Funny Cars, Funny Cars. Nostalgia Funny Cars lanes 1 and 2. All right, Tim Tomosic. Thing's got to be just an incredible amount of fun for these drivers. Tim Tomosic, 10:07, 136 miles per hour. Ron Dorn up next in Fernanda. Double A gassers 5 and 6. Nostalgia Funny Cars lanes 1 and 2.
CKIW Radio 76. As we have like a little bit of time here,
So I got
Yeah.
double A gas. I got the nostalgia. All right, so we got double A gas in lanes 5 and 6. Nostalgia funny cars, lanes 1 and 2. And now we're going to make the first call for Nitro Dragster and Nitro funny car to the staging lane. So our pro show lining up as we speak with double A gas, Nostalgia funny car, and now we're calling Nitro Dragster and Nitro funny car.
Yes, fans, get ready to come to the lanes. It's going to 3 o'clock-ish. We're going to be doing the pro show. We got some other things going on. So once again, double A gas, Nostalgia funny car, Nitro Dragster, and Nitro funny car. We need you to the lanes. Once again, we need you up to the staging lanes. We will resume our regular order as soon as possible. Until then, we will run the show cars, the exhibition. We're going to have some serious fun right now. We got some super high power racers out there ready to put on a show for you today. And we also will be doing the fun run right after the funny cars, so hang around if you're in the car show. I know that's getting ready to end right now, around 3 o'clock, so if you car show folks want to make a fun run, you'll be right after the Nitro cars, so hang tight. All right, looks like we got a bunch of the gassers in the lanes. We need the rest of you guys up here. We need Nostalgia, funny. We need all the funny cars, all the dragsters, all the Nitro, all the alcohol. We need all y'all. We need you up in the lanes. And fans, don't forget we have the all GM event. So it's either a full GM car or GM powered. And you are welcome to come back next Saturday. Bring your tickets from today and get a $5 discount. That'll put you at a flat $20 to come on out and check the pro mods out. We're also doing a drift show down on the other end. We have a street car shootout along with some serious bracket racing. So that's next Saturday. Gates open at 8. We start at 10. And it's going to be one heck of a show. So that's next Saturday. Bring your tickets with you. Save $5. You'll get in the gates for $20. No charge to park. And we're looking forward to see you next Saturday also. Mark those calendars. We got a lot of these funny cars heading to lanes. Almost showtime here. The race crew getting the track nice and ready so we can see some awesome passes. Fans, so this is what's going to happen. We'll be doing some talking to you guys here shortly, getting to racing, and we will have more or less about 2 rounds of Pro Show back-to-back. So we got the AA gassers, our nostalgia funny cars, and we have Nitro dragsters and Nitro funny cars. So we got a lot of really cool stuff out here today for the nostalgia show. So those guys will pretty much be running back-to-back. So we got 3 o'clock show, 5 o'clock show,